Hey everybody, this is Coach Steve with Steve Miller Golf, and we're here at Harmony Golf Reserve just answering some of the questions that I get from my clients and those people in general that are looking to better their game. I got a new client that I just started last week, and when we were out there going through the assessment, he was struggling with his chipping, and he basically looked at me and says, "Hey Coach, how do I stop fatting my little chip shots?" He goes, "I feel like every time I step over them, it's like I either fat them or thin them, and I fat them a lot." Well, I started really watching his technique, and I wanted to, to kind of like see what was going wrong, and I spotted it right away. So he was going with a 56-degree wedge, and he was getting the golf ball way, way back in his stance, but he was getting his hands so far forward, he was picking the club up and coming down into it very, very steeply. So his contact was not consistent at all. And a lot of times the shots were even coming up short. So we had to talk to him a little bit about how to make sure we had kind of this fat-proof chip shot. So that way he felt that he could, start to get it on the green a little bit easier, feel a little bit more confident before we went through this whole process of how to really dial in his short game. So the first thing that I wanted to show him was, hey, you can use your same club and you can kind of go through the process, but what we're going to do is you can put it off your back foot. Instead of going and having our hands way, way forward and getting that leading edge in there, what I want to do is kind of like just neutralize the shaft just a little bit. And instead of going at it with the square, like with the sole of the club directly resting on the ground, I wanted him to get the heel off the ground. So that way it's toe down, heel off the ground. He can still have that ball position back in his stance. He can still have the hands not as far forward, but still forward, and he can still make a nice motion that's not as steep. So neutralizing the shaft, toe up on the ground, toe down on the ground, so that way the heel's up, ball back, producing a shot like this. So because we're using this rounded edge, there was not a chance that he could fat it. But what I wanted to do, because he was ending up with the shots coming in there so short, I wanted to also get him to think about changing clubs. So the big reason why I wanted him to use a little bit more club was so he didn't have to use as much effort and feel like he had to, almost feel too much like swinging the golf club. So we're going to go ahead and use the same method. We're going to go ahead and get that toe down, heel up. We're going to really neutralize the shaft because now we're going to use a pitching wedge. So since we're using less loft, we can use just a little bit less effort and get that golf ball to run just a little bit easier. Make a simpler motion. Not only can you hit a little bit more solid, but you can start to get just that little bit more run out from using the less loft. I hope that this helped you with the question that you might have. I know it helped him. And if you have any other questions about this aspect or any other part of your game, please give me a shout. I'd love to help you. And for everybody else, thanks for watching.